are looking at this image over here, and the main intention was to capture someone else's inner life. So that means say, know that the main subject of this image is this lady over here. And so let's analyze this image as to find out what is working or what elements are quite nice in this image. So I would say that the colors are quite nice with this violet over here and these elements like the lanterns over here. So they kind of add this repetitive visual anchors which is twinkling across the overall image. And then we have this beautiful print of the clouds over here and the typographic elements on the shop banner, and then another texture over here. So those are the things that are quite nice and feel good. S- The and the things that are not quite they're not working out for now is this clutter over here. They add a lot of visual noise to this image, and then we have this weird looking shape over here, this, and then with this weird halo effect that's going on out here. So I do not know if that was intentional in general, but in my opinion, it's not adding much to the image anyway. So let's see how we can simplify this frame further. So if we check out and think that our main intention is to highlight this lady over here and then highlight the introspective mood that she has over here. And again, I personally do not like um associating stories with the image because at least in my opinion, the story needs to be quite strong for all of the people who are your viewer of your photography to interpret in the same way. But most of the images are not as strong in general. So I would say whatever story that you have on the back of your head and you're trying to convey with the image, most of the people have different stories altogether, right? So they tend to interpret the story in different ways. So, at least in my opinion, it's always much better to first get good at compositional techniques in photography rather than focusing on storytelling uh, in quotes, that is, and distract yourself rather than focusing more on the fundamentals. So again, sorry for the tangent. Coming back to the image again, is that if you are trying to, let's say, use her and have her as a main subject, so a few crops that could help simplify the subject is to have a crop like this, maybe, maybe. So we have we would have this pattern over here with this shade, a bit of contrast with the dark and these colors over here. But my only like it could work, but in general I would try to avoid because these ends tend to be a bit distracting, at least in my opinion. And then if we would if we were lucky enough to capture this technique, this print in general, this lighting would be distracting again. So I wouldn't recommend this first crop. And the next crop that I would suggest is again simplifying the frame as much as possible. So what if we use this as the overall framing? And why? Because we get rid of all the distracting elements which are good on their own, but they do not help us accentuate our main subject in any way. And then we have this repetitive, element of the bucket hat both of these ladies are wearing, which, you know, act as natural, vignettes that guide our eye again to the subject. So, yeah, that is the crop that I would suggest in general. Get rid of a lot of elements. And the main goal of the kind of imagery that I tend to like or tend to, help other people see is to help simplify the frame as much as possible, because there are a lot of things that are going on again, even in genres like street photography and such. There are different ways to capture chaos in a manner that is not distracting from the main subject. So in general, the subject will take precedence in comparison to all the other elements. So that being said, let's see how I've edited this. Yep. So this is the edited photo. So let's hide this. Yep. So just look at it. Like there's a lot of uh, you know calmness to this image. And again, if you're trying to capture someone having a quiet moment, I don't think those flashy, loud colors at the top would help, portray your message that you're trying to get across to your viewer. So, yeah, that would be a way to, help simplify the frame further. So, that's it for now. And if you like such photo critique videos, uh, you can subscribe to my channel for more videos of such kind, and catch you again next time.